Hello, fabulous virtual students. You might be virtual at your home or you might be a co-locator. So we are doing this in class this week, and I did it with some students, and it was so much fun that we really wanted to put this into our virtual lessons. So as you can see right here, there's a less than a half, equivalent to a half, and greater than a half. A lot of things with fourth grade that you're going to use compare things to a half, because half is an easy marker. Just like if you went to Chick-fil-A and you shared half of your cookie with your sister or your brother, you know what a half is. So it's an easy way for students to gauge it. Now, last year you had third grade fractions. However, that was also during when we ended up going virtual. So we did this activity with our students, and we noticed that a lot of them needed practice with just looking at fractions, seeing what they were, and playing around with them. So you have this sheet right here on your seesaw, okay? And what you're going to do is you are going to roll the die, and I'm going to make it 9. I rolled it. I got a 9 and a 7. So my fraction is 7/9. So I have to think, where does it go? Is 7/9 going to go less than 1/2, equivalent to 1/2, or greater than 1/2? Well, I have to think about what is half of 9. Well, that's difficult because we have not done fractions yet, right? So I could use a benchmark. I could say, well, if I had, let's see, do they have ninths? No. So if I had ninths here, it would be a lot easier, right? But I don't. So I have to think about, what is half of 9? Well, if 4 plus 4 gives me what? Answer that. 8, right? So then if I were to do 4.5, 4.5 is half. That would be half. 4.5, because 4 plus 4 is 8, and then this is just like you had 50 cents, right? Or 5/10, and those together would equal 9. So what you're going to do here is, if I know that 4.5 or 4 5/10 over 9, that's half, then 7/9 is way greater than half. So I would put 7/9 in this spot right here. So that was a little difficult to start out. So let Miss Holly pick a different, let's see, 9. 3/9. Okay? So I have 3/9. So I'm either going to put it in less than, equivalent to, or greater than. So if I were using my understanding of equivalent fractions, I could think, okay, I know 3 and 9. Well, 9 is a multiple of 3, right? So I know something times 3, well, 1 times 3 gives me 3. So I'm working backwards. So what times 3 gives me 9? 3. I could also think division. I could think 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. And 9 divided by 3 gives me 3. So 1/3 is equivalent to 3/9. That's a lot easier to deal with than 3/9. So if I were to go to my virtual manipulatives that I linked, I have a third and I have a half. So as you can see, 1/2 is greater than 1/3. So that means that 1/3 is what, y'all? Less than. Okay. So let's move on. Say I wanted it to start out a little basic. So I'm going to go back to 6. I have 5 and 1. So 1/5. What I want y'all to do in the beginning, make sure that your numerator is the smallest number and the denominator is the larger number of what you roll. So 1/5. Say I am not sure if 1/5 is less than, equal to, or greater than 1/2. So I'm going to go right here. So I have my 1/5. And I have my half. Well, obviously, remember, the larger the denominator, the smaller the piece. So 1/5 is less than 1/2. So I would go to my paper and I would write 1/5. So there is no limit to how many fractions you can put on this. And you're just comparing it to a half. And this should be fun. And please use your virtual fraction tiles because they are so useful. I wish I could ship fraction tiles to you so you can touch and feel them, but this is just the next best thing. So what you'll be doing is comparing all of these fractions. Now, you won't have a 9th or a 7th, but you can use your understanding of a half of that amount to solve the rest of them. So there's no limit to how many, but you need to have at least 4 on each category to turn in on Seesaw, but you could have much, much more. I hope y'all have a lot of fun with this activity, and really this activity was used and is used so that y'all can play around with fractions, say the fractions to your parents and or your siblings or your grandparents, and just get used to speaking fractions because we're going to keep going throughout the unit. Okay, have fun in Seesaw and let me know. I really would also appreciate on Seesaw, let me know how you thought this went. Say it out loud for your audio. And so you know how you can record yourself speaking. Please try to do that so that you can talk me through if this was an easy task for you, if it was difficult. Did you have any aha moments? We really love hearing from you. Or you could video yourself and add it into that so I could see it. Have a great day.